I'm Forrest Tanaka. I'm going to do a food photography shoot tonight. This time, I did one, probably last year or 2010 maybe even, using a cake. Tonight I'm going to do a main dish. It's a little different process, and also my skills are better since then, so hopefully you'll get something out of it. I'm going to make a salmon dish, and so it's all cooked already. I just need to prepare the dish for a nice presentation. So the first thing I'm going to do is line this with some teriyaki sauce that I made. So teriyaki sauce is basically soy sauce with sugar and mirin or mirin. So I'm going to try to carefully line this plate in sort of a random way. Now that's looking pretty good. Okay, I won't risk doing any more. Also, I didn't make very much. Okay, now I'm going to put the cooked salmon on. So let's put it in a nice place here. Like that. This side I cut a little bit weird, but the other side is good. And this is the side that we're going to be photographing. Okay, next I'm going to brush a little bit of mirin on. This isn't something I would normally do just to eat the dish. This is to make it more shiny. So just need a little bit. That's nice and shiny. There's all kinds of things you can use for this, but mirin's a little bit thick so it won't dry out too quickly and it'll stay in place. Okay, now I'll add some of the teriyaki sauce to the salmon itself. Put it in the other direction. Try not to be too messy. That should do it. Okay, now I'm going to add a lemon to it just as a decoration. There we go. Now I'll add a little parsley, again just for decoration. That also hide some of the messy parts I put in there. And let's see, one little bit more of garnish. I'll just add a little bit of dried parsley flakes just to give it a little bit of texture. Okay, so there you go. Hopefully I'm still in focus here. So that's what it'll look like in our photo. And so let's go give it a try. Okay, we have our plate here ready to shoot, and just for a little texture, I have this on a piece of white foam core. There's so many different things you can do, a black surface, fabric surface. A lot of it depends on the kind of dish you're shooting. This one's kind of a generic dish, salmon, sort of an Asian influence I suppose, but so I'm using sort of a linen looking table napkin actually. Just as a little texture, and I got this cute little swan thing with a rose in it to use as a background texture. A little bit of the background may peek through as well, which is just some knickknacks I have over there, and it may not, that's fine. And let's see, our lighting, I've got this softbox with a Alienbees B800 in it, set to a pretty low power. It might even be minimum power. And I've got this 580EX strobe shooting into an umbrella. So the key in a lot of food photography is the backlight is your key light. So this backlight will be bouncing off the shiny food because of the mirin I added earlier into our camera. So that'll give a nice sheen. And just to avoid a lot of shadows, I've got this other strobe in front just to fill in. So again, for a lot, not all, but a lot of food photography, your key light will be behind your food, reflecting off of it to make it look nice and juicy, really yummy. So also, because we've got two strobes on a small area, it just gets overwhelmed with light. So even though I'm down at ISO, I'm going to start with 160 and f5 and a shutter speed of 1/200th. Actually, I'm going to slow it down a little from there. 1/25th. 1/125th of a second because I'm using the Alienbees, which is kind of a slow strobe. So you kind of have to be underneath the max sync speed for safety. And to cut down the light, I've got a 0.6 ND filter plus a polarizer. And we can also use the polarizer to adjust reflections if things are getting a little out of control. So let's give this a try. I'm gonna use live view to focus here. All right. Now I'm using radio poppers to fire the flashes, and it looks like those are working. So a lot of this is going to be a matter of getting the right flash balance, background, foreground light, and overall exposure. So let's see how this works. Okay, way too dark, so that means gotta bump up the ISO, and I'm gonna set the white balance to flash. Okay, let's try that again. Getting there, so now I'm going to increase the power of the alien bees, and that can be done on the transmitter itself if you're using the studio version, which is really handy. Okay, all right, we're really getting there, just not quite. I think that swan's in a little bit of a distracting place. I'll swap it around. All right, so here we go again. I'm gonna bump up the ISO more, up to 640 now. Here we go. That's looking pretty good. I think I'm just a little bit too low perhaps. So I think I'll raise this a little. Okay, point it down. So our swan's gonna be harder to see, but that's all right. Check the focus again. And here we go. Nice. I am liking that. So I think we just need a little more light, a little bit more light in the front. So I'll increase the power, 1/64th to 1/64th plus 0.7. And here we go. Yes, I like that better. Can see it a lot better, can still see the juiciness. And I think I'm done. So there you go. There's a fairly basic food shoot, 2 strobes, nice presentation, and just actually pretty simple setup as long as you have remote triggers like a radio popper or a pocket wizard, something like that. So anyway, good. So this is my dinner, so I think I'm gonna eat my dinner now and start editing this video, and I hope you enjoyed this. So I'll talk to you next time.